Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is Friday, everyone. How are you guys doing on this beautiful Friday? Hopefully, depending on where you are, your weather is beautiful because mine's beautiful here in Mexico. All right. So today, yes, as I see in the chat, today is Venus Day. Absolutely. So for those of you who are into that, definitely get your Venus energy on. All right. So welcome to the Channel Wisdom Circle. I'm Monica Bay, also known as the Divine Mother, and this is Mystic Temple. And we are always here to bring you truth, and we are here to give you information and now knowledge and messages, whether you want to receive them or not. Bam. So first of all, I have some announcements to make before we get started. So I will be on vacation next week. Okay. I'll be going to yet another country. You know, I like to travel. So I will be on vacation all of next week, but I am not leaving you hanging, okay? One of our most wonderful light guardians is going to take my place next week, which is the Real Ascension Guide, aka Goddess Iman, aka Light Guardian Goddess Iman, and she will be sharing information with you next week doing the Channel Wisdom Circle on my behalf. And I want to let you guys know that she has. Okay, you guys know that I channel the cosmic collective consciousness. So this is the first time I'm publicly letting you guys know this. So are you listening? Lean in. All right. So, all right, we're getting clear now. Okay, so the light guardians actually. So let me start at the beginning. The cosmic collective consciousness is a collection of streams of consciousness that come in through me, speak through me. They write the book of Rashida. They take over my body sometimes in order to do that. And it is a collective stream of multiple streams of consciousness that is the cosmic collective consciousness. So it turns out that each light guardian also has one of those streams of consciousness that make up cosmic collective consciousness. So I say that because Goddess Iman next week will be taking my place and doing these channel wisdom circles, and she's going to be channeling one of the streams that make up the cosmic collective consciousness, the one that is connected to her and works through her. So she's powerful, amazing. If you don't know, now you know, and you will know. All right, she has an amazing personality and lots and lots of wisdom and beauty and all the things. I can't say enough about Goddess Yvonne. Okay, I see her with the so she's amazing. You guys are gonna love her. So she is going to be taking my place all of next week, and then I will be back after that. So enjoy that. It's gonna definitely be a treat for you guys. All right, next announcement. I got a couple of announcements, so just hold on, be patient. All right, a couple of announcements. Also, I just want to remind you guys that on Saturday, one of the other light guardians, Dominic, is going to be doing a LG talk. So that's going to be live on here as well. And remember, we are live on Instagram, Facebook, and Substack. So he is going to be talking about embodiment of your divinity, removing the mask of shadows. It is going to be a powerful, powerful talk. You definitely do not want to miss it. So be there, okay? Mark your calendars. Mark you can see the upcoming lives in our live tab on our channel, and you can go and allow yourself to be notified. Make sure you mark that notification bell, especially if you are on YouTube, and make sure that you're notified whenever we're live because we have so much for you guys. You know what I mean? You don't want to miss out on all of this. Okay, we got a lot going on. All right, the last thing I want to announce is today I am doing a very quick flash sale because I've gotten a lot of people who are asking me for this. So every once in a while, this is not, by the way, this is not a service that I normally offer, but I'm doing this for people because I've been getting a lot of questions and requests for it. So I'm only leaving 10 spots available, but what I'm offering starting today, and it's available starting today, and only 10 spots. So after 10 people, it goes away. It is a prosperity clearing. So I'm not just clearing prosperity. I'm not just clearing regular things that you think of. I'm clearing things from multi dimensions. I'm clearing past life things that are affecting your prosperity right now. I'm calling it a prosperity field clearing. This is going to clear everything across all timelines that are affecting your prosperity, whether that is within yourself, within your energy field, within past timelines, within your cells, all of it. Okay, so we are doing, again, this is not something I normally offer. Um, and I'm only offering it now because people have been asking for it. And so, yeah, just 10 spots available. The link is in, I'm just going to put the link in the chat as well for you to go and purchase yours. But anyway, that's what's going on. All right, so we're going to go ahead now. Announcements are done. We're going to go ahead now and get into today's channel wisdom circle, and we are connected with cosmic collective consciousness, and let's let it flow. All right, so what they want to talk about today is receiving. Okay, interesting. So they want to talk about receiving and your ability to receive. So when they're talking about receiving, they're not talking about um, the just like getting gifts and stuff like that. That's part of it. That's part of it. But they want to go deeper into the process of receiving and what's underneath that and what prevents you from being able to do that. So one of the things they want to point out is money. Okay. So here's the thing. First of all, before we get into that, when you're not able to receive, you block your blessings. Okay. So that's why this is important. But let's talk about money, because a lot of people are always, and also what we're doing right now with with the prosperity clearing that I just announced. There are things that block your ability to receive the things that you are manifesting, and we talk about this a lot. If you are manifesting prosperity and it is not working, or you're manifesting anything and it's not working, that means there's something blocking it. And I always say, and that something is usually you, because it is usually. And so sometimes we're just going to talk about receiving today. Sometimes the ability to receive can block your money. So here's something that they want to point out, which is an interesting take on it. I want you to think of when you do receive money. Sometimes when people receive money, they immediately think of, okay, what can I spend it on? That shows you a lack of the ability of being comfortable holding it. You feel like everything has to come and then go immediately. So I know some of you are resonating with this because I can feel it already. Okay, I can feel it. And a lot of people, as soon as you get money, what do I need to spend it on? What do I need to spend it on? And it goes right out. It goes right out. Instead of, oh, I just received $15,000. Let me hold it. What do I need to spend it on? I don't actually need anything right now. I'm good. But you find reasons to spend the money. And it's different, and it could even be $100. I'm just using random numbers, but it doesn't matter how much it is. As soon as you get money, you want to spend it right away. One, that's programming, right? That's part of the programming, because especially if you're in the US, you are programmed to be a consumer. That is intentional. That is government programming, because the more you consume, the more the wheel turns. Okay, so you are literally programmed to continuously consume, whether you need it or not. That's the programming. And so if you are so you, first of all, you got to deprogram that needs to be deprogrammed, and that's just getting into new habits. That's just getting into new habits, the awareness of that, and then getting into new habits. It's actually not so hard to reprogram that, but that needs to be reprogrammed. But aside from that, aside from the programming, inside, what you're saying to yourself and what's going on energetically is you're saying, I am not worthy of holding this, or this money doesn't, it's not, it doesn't feel comfortable. And that comfortability really relates to worthiness. You don't feel comfortable holding something, and that's a point of receiving. Receiving is also holding, being able to receive it and take it and allow it to help you and make you prosperous. That's also a form of self-sabotage, because the same people that never hold on to money because they're always finding ways to spend it, the same people that do that are the same people that are always complaining about not having money. Okay, talk about it. Message. All right, let's talk about that seriously. You guys know, you know what I'm talking about. Always complaining about not having money. Yet, as soon as you have as soon as you get anything, you are finding things. You are literally looking for things to spend it on. That is a problem with receiving. That's a problem with receiving and holding. Holding is part of receiving. So why do we want to hold things? And let's not talk, let's forget about money for a second. Why do we want to hold things that we receive? Because we're receiving something in order to benefit us. Okay? And we want to marinate in that benefit. We want to marinate in it, okay? So if you don't receive something and you don't allow it to marinate, you don't allow the benefits to sink in and build, or whatever that is. And especially when it comes to money, the more you hold on to money, the more you build. And it's not about I always tell people it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep, right? So when it comes to money, the keeping and the receiving part is very, very important. But it is also important about blessings. Okay, any kind of blessings that we're talking about, even when we think of compliments. So there are a lot of people that have a hard time receiving compliments. And as soon as you get the compliment, as soon as you get the compliment, you push it back or you immediately reject it in some way. So you're not holding it and receiving it, allowing it to marinate and allowing yourself to reap the benefits of that wonderful compliment, letting it seep into your soul, letting it seep into your subconscious. Like, yes, this person just gave me a compliment. Yes, whatever that is. You allowing that in. Instead, you immediately reject it. And so this rejecting of compliments, and let me give you examples of what that means. So sometimes when you're rejecting a compliment, it's just a thought in your head. Someone says, "Oh, you look really nice today," and you immediately try to find a flaw in yourself instead, or you immediately either that's in your head or you say it out loud. I see this happen all the time, where someone will say, "Oh, I love your hair today. Oh, it's a little dry, or it's a little blah blah blah. Oh, I love that outfit on you. Oh," and then they find something wrong to comment on that. That's a lack of accepting of and receiving that compliment because you're pushing it back because you don't believe that it's true or you don't believe that you deserve it. And that is a deeper issue within yourself of your own worthiness and your own. It's really at the end of the day, I would just boil it down to worthiness. I'll boil it down to worthiness because no matter how you cut it, it still boils down to worthiness. And so if you find yourself doing that, you got to check yourself and say, what about this am I unworthy of? Like, what? That's the question. What about this am I unworthy of? They just gave me a compliment. Why do I need to nitpick at myself because someone just gave me a compliment? Why can't I just say thank you and move on? Why do I have to even add more things to it? Because some people also start making excuses for that. And then they make self deprecating comments. Okay, Felicia says she deals with that. Yeah, and a lot of people deal with it. You're not alone. And this isn't about like making yourself feel worse because you're doing these things. It's about acknowledgement. Knowledge is power. If you're not aware of the things that you're doing and you're not aware of the signs that are all around you, within yourself, within your speech, within your thoughts, of the things that are going on inside of you, then you can't fix it. You can't change it. That's why knowledge is power. That's why introspection is power. Okay. Message. Introspection is power because without it, you're not aware. And then you don't know you don't know what to do. You don't know what to fix. And then you become a victim of your own circumstances. And you don't even realize that you're blocking your blessings. There are manifestations that are trying to come to you. Everything is already for you. Everything you want also wants you. Know that. Okay? Everything you want also wants you. And as you are reaching to receive something, know that it's already available to you. All you have to do is open the door. When you refuse to receive, you are closing the door. Because think about it. If I give you, I just want to use this as an example. If I give you something physical, right? And you're like, nope, you're closing a door, right? You're literally rejecting. That's what's happening energetically, emotionally, and mentally when you are feeling uncomfortable with receiving, when you refuse to receive. Another thing people refuse to receive is help. And we talked about that in a different live. You refuse to receive help because why? Because we're taught that getting help is weakness. Okay, and I can go down a whole rabbit hole on that one too because that's also programmed. Why that is programmed in order to also fuel consumerism. We're not gonna get deep into that, but that's true. That's true, and there's actually historical proof that these things have happened and continue to happen. Um, Understand. Sorry, I just got off on tangent on that one now. Now my mind's going there. All right, let's come back. Let's come back. Right. Marvin Gaye said, "I want you to want me." So when it comes to rejecting help, you're rejecting the notion that someone can help you, and you're also being afraid. And we talked about this the other day again, being afraid of allowing uh, someone to know that you even need help, and then feeling that that's a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of weakness. It is a soul contract. Okay. We talked about this. It is a sign that there's a soul contract waiting. If you need help with something and you're like, I know this person could probably help me, but I'm afraid to ask, do it anyway. Just do it anyway. You will surprise yourself. And as they say, closed mouth doesn't get fed. So if you need something, you need to step up and ask for it, or at least let someone know that you need it. And as soon as you put stuff out there, and I found plenty of times, as soon as I put out the fact that I need something, or I need, either I need a resource, or I need, as soon as I put it out, the answer is right there. It comes. But if you're afraid to receive, and if you're unwilling to receive, then you're unwilling to actually say anything either. And then if someone does offer you help, no, no, I'm good. Stop saying that. Stop saying that, especially when you know that's not true. Because a lot of times when you say that, you actually do need the help. You're just too afraid to admit that you need the help. So if you are having any of these examples, if you are having any of these kind of energies or reactions, then that is telling you that there are things that you need to work on for yourself. And that's also telling you that if you are not currently experiencing the abundance and the prosperity that you need, there's your answer. That's at least part of the problem. There could be multiple things going on, but if you are not experiencing the human experience that you want to experience, then that's part of the problem. If you're recognizing that what I'm saying today is true, that's part of the problem. Yes, you have to be open to receiving. And so if you are, again, rejecting someone from being able to help you, you're also rejecting the universe from being able to help you. Okay. Message. Think about that. The universe, meaning all the energies that are already exist out there, that you, in fact, you are the universe, but we're not, we can get into that detail. But the all the energy that is already available to you to help you, that you're connected to, and everything, like I said, everything you want also wants you. There is nothing that stops you from getting anything other than yourself. At the end of the day, it's energies. And where are those energies coming from? They're usually coming from yourself. They can be coming from other places, but they're usually coming from yourself. And so stop pointing your fingers everywhere and look within. I always tell you guys, point the finger right back there, because that's where it belongs. That's the only place it belongs. Okay. Pointing it out here allows you to become a victim. It allows you to uh, focus on the wrong things. It allows you to stay in ignorance. Okay. We don't do ignorance here at Mystic Temple. That's why we spread truth. Okay. Right. So also, they also want to say that if you are lack of receiving, sometimes it's because you would rather be a giver. Giving feels more comfortable because giving puts you in control. Think about that. When you receive, naturally you feel more vulnerable because you're in a state of receiving. When you are in a state of giving, you feel more powerful and in control. And this is why a lot of people give to charities and stuff like that, because literally from a psychological standpoint, and it meets a need for us to feel powerful, to feel like we're doing something, to feel significant. That's one of the human needs, is significance. And so when we are receiving, we feel like we're not in control. We're in the opposite of the power stance, which is not true, because understand that receiving is just as powerful as giving. In fact, they're two sides of the same coin, as we know, and there is polarity in this world, and there's yin and yang, and you can't have one without the other, because in order for someone to give, the other person has to receive. So at the end of the day, the act of giving and the act of receiving is a powerful exchange, and that exchange is usually a soul contract. Okay, so the real ascension guy said, "Oh, message, when you receive, you feel vulnerable out of power stance." Yes. So that's also I want you to ask yourself, if you're feeling uncomfortable receiving, why does that feel vulnerable? Why does that feel like a lack of power? And the answer is within you. The answer is within you, and everyone's going to have a slightly different answer to that. But at the end of the day, you want to be in power because sometimes you feel insignificant. And just like I was saying yesterday, I forgot what I was talking about or what they were talking about, with something to the effect of receiving. No, it wasn't receiving. I don't remember, but it was something close to what I was just saying. But if you are not in power and you feel like you need to be in control all the time, that is oh yeah, that's what I was talking about yesterday. Something with uh, you wanting to be in power because you feel inferior, wanting to feel superior because you feel inferior. It's the same thing with power and control. So if you want to, if you feel the need to always be in the power stance and in the control um, part of life, right? Then that also tells you that you really, at the end of the day, feel like you're not in control. You really feel inferior to other people and to life, and you seek control because you want the opposite of that feeling, because no one likes to feel inferior. Okay, and also no one wants to feel vulnerable. When you think of the word vulnerable puts you at at a feeling of like you're out in the open and you are uh, able to be attacked or something like that. It feels unsafe. Just thinking of the word vulnerable, it feels unsafe. So I want you to think of receiving not as vulnerability, because it's really not. It is an open state, and there's nothing unsafe about being open. If you have a fear of being open, that's because you don't trust yourself. That's a lack of self trust. That's a lack of trusting your path. And that's a lack of understanding your power. Okay. Message. That is a lack of understanding your power. Because if you understand how powerful you are, there is absolutely nothing you should be afraid of. I don't care who has some juju on you. I don't care who, like, whatever you think, like, whatever. Nothing can actually harm you if you don't allow and if you understand your power. And the reality is, yeah, things can happen that we don't like. People can betray us and blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff can happen. But is that the end of the world? Really? Is it really the end of the world? No, it's not the end of the world. I'm here to let you know that is not the end of the world. Okay, you move on. You work through it, and you keep going. Okay, and at the end of the day, again, that's why it's about self trust. If you trust yourself and you know your power, then you know that doesn't matter what comes into your path, because you got this. Like, there's nothing that is actually going to tear you down. It doesn't matter what it is. Absolutely nothing can tear you down unless you are the one who sits down or lays down. Okay. It's up to you. That's your power. And that's why you should never be afraid of anything, of any circumstances, of anything. Just don't be afraid of it. At the end of the day, you can move through it and you got this, right? And then also, if you're making the right choices, you can avoid a lot of things, okay? And if you're listening to your intuition, you can avoid a lot of things. Because, like we say, suffering is a choice. And the key to ending suffering is listening, because the answers and the messages, the warnings are always right there. So don't worry about feeling vulnerable. Don't worry about being open. Remember, I always tell people walls go both ways. When you build walls around yourself, guess what? They can't get in, but you also can't get out. So what you're doing is building a cage for yourself. It's not even a cage, it's a wall. So you can't even look out, okay? So think about that. When you build walls around your heart, you build walls around yourself. No people in, don't let anyone in, no vulnerability, all of that. You're only harming yourself. You're not really protecting yourself. You're harming yourself, because there's so much that is for you in this world. There's so much. I can't say that enough. There's so much that is for you. And if you're not allowing it in, if you build walls because you're afraid of this, and that, you're not letting it in. And then you, at the same token, you're going to sit there and complain that nothing's coming in. Hello, message. It's you. It's you. You are your problem, and you are also your solution. Okay? Always remember that. So, back to receiving. Allow yourself to receive. Don't be afraid of receiving. I want you to practice allowing yourself to receive it. If any of those examples that I gave today about circumstances that you may react to in different ways, I want, if any of those resonated with you, or you know that you do that, first of all, I want you to pay attention to see if you do that, because if you may not notice it, but if you do any of those things, the next time you get into a moment where you can receive something, I want you to check yourself and do the opposite of what you feel like doing. I want you to energetically, mentally, and emotionally do the opposite of what you feel like doing. Why? Because you're in control all the time. I don't want to hear any of this nonsense about how I can't control my emotions. I can't. Yes, you can. Who's in control? Your emotions or you? Okay. Are you the victim of your body? Are you the victim of your emotions? Are you the victim of your thoughts? Or are you in control? Okay. It's the latter. Unless you want to be not in control. Okay. That makes you vulnerable. That makes you vulnerable. You don't want to be vulnerable. Stop letting your emotions control you. That makes you vulnerable. So I had to say what I had to say. Okay. Say it again for the people in the back. All right. So, so again, the message today is really about about being able to receive and understanding what's underneath that, and understanding how those things actually affect you in your real life, in your real life all the time, and how that can affect your abundance, how that can affect your circumstances, how that can affect what you get, what you don't get. And at the end of the day, it's all abundance, because abundance isn't just about money. Abundance is about everything. Abundance is literally about everything. That is all the love. Abundance is happiness. Abundance is opportunity. Abundance is everything. Joy, peace, all of that. That is abundance. So, are you blocking your abundance? Are you blocking your peace? Are you creating more suffering because you refuse to receive? What are you doing? Stop doing it and begin receiving. And I also want you to um, do some you can do some affirmations for yourself to allow you to receive. You can energetically open up your aura to allow you to receive. There's a lot of different ways that you can really energetically fix the problem as well, to just open it up for receiving. But what's important is to get rid of what's at the core of why those blockages are there. Just removing blockages isn't enough, because in terms of I'm sorry, not the blockages, removing the just opening yourself up isn't enough to make sure that those blockages don't return. You got to remove the core of what created those blockages and the blockages themselves. Okay, so doing all of that work is super super important. Okay, and um, sorry, there's talking to me. This is what happens, guys. Okay, hold on. Okay. And also receiving, they want to talk about compliments again, because this is something that apparently a lot of you are dealing with. But understanding your value, understanding your value in being able to receive the compliments, but also understanding that you are enough. Like you are enough. Um, a lot of people tend to berate themselves all the time, especially women, but men do it too, more than you would think. Berate themselves all the time, finding flaws in yourself, just finding flaws, just because, because you just want to be critical all the time. Focus on what you have, and working with what you have versus what you don't have. Focusing on your flaws all the time is a focus on lack. Okay. That is a focus on lack. And none of us are perfect. We can all find something wrong with ourselves, whether it's the way we look, or it's our personalities, or, oh, I wish I didn't always do that. Whatever it is, deal with it. It is what it is. Okay. And stop comparing yourself to other people, because it's the comparison to other people and then looking at yourself that makes you say, I want to just be you. Be you. Stop trying to be other people, and being able to receive those compliments is really saying, I am comfortable and happy with myself. And yes, I agree. I agree. Whatever you just complimented me on, yes, I agree. Okay. Because I deserve that, because there is nothing wrong with me. All right. So for those of you who think there's something wrong with me, wrong with you, please do some mirror work and start to appreciate the things about you. We all have beautiful things about us. We all have beautiful things inside and out about us. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you look like. Blah blah blah. We all have beautiful things about us inside and out, and you need to start appreciating that. And that will help you begin receiving as well. Because if you have self-deprecation going on inside of you, you are definitely blocking yourself. You are definitely blocking your path. Absolutely, because you cannot stand in your power. The two cannot exist at the same time. You cannot stand in your power while also self-deprecating. It's the opposite. You have to recognize, and this is what I'm always talking about here on Mystic Temple, and the Book of Rashida talks about as well, is really understanding your power, understanding your value. There's so much value and power in everything that you do. There's so much value and power in all facets of you. We were just talking about your multifaceted self the other day. There's so much power in all of that. Recognize it, appreciate it, love it. Self-love is super, super important. If you don't love yourself, you're telling the universe that you are not worthy. I'm going to say that again. If you do not love yourself deep down, you are telling the universe that you are not worthy. You are telling the field, the quantum field, that you are not worthy. And guess what? When you try to manifest something, it's not going to happen, because you're sending out mixed signals. You say, oh, yeah, give me this, but I'm not worthy. I don't know about that. I'm not worthy. So you need to fall in love with yourself. You need to start falling in love with yourself and get as conceited as you want. Okay. There's a difference between conceited and arrogance. I appreciate and I promote conceitedness. I do not promote arrogance. Okay. Arrogance is simply trying to put yourself above other people. You don't need a comparison. This is all you. Okay. You are fabulous. You are wonderful. You are powerful. You are great. All right. Know that. Fall in love with yourself. And don't shy away, don't shrink. We talk a lot about not shrinking. Do not shrink. And then you'll be able to receive all things, all things. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. That's all they have for you guys today. All right, got some messages in there. Yes, fall in love with yourself. So, so it's interesting that this conversation happened, because that they just, I don't know what I'm about to say until I say it. So they were saying all that stuff, but it happens to be aligned with with the prosperity clearing that I announced earlier. So I'm just going to announce that again really quick for those of you who I put this out there because there's a lot of people that have been asking about this. Clearing prosperity blockages across timelines, clearing prosperity blockages across past lives, everything, all dimensional, because it's not always here. Sometimes it's out there. It's not always just inside of us. It's not always immediately in our field. It's sometimes past life stuff can be causing blockages. There's a whole lot of things that can be happening. So this clearing that I'm offering, again, there's only 10 spots available, is a complete clearing. So of everything, no matter where it is, no matter where it originated, all of it gone. Okay. And then also giving you guys a roadmap to how to move forward in order to make sure that everything is coming in. So definitely the link is in there. And so definitely you can go to also ascendwithmonicabay.com and see that. But yes, that's available. Only 10 spots available. So I'm sure that's going to go very quick. So jump on it. All right, guys. And again, I just want to also announce one more time that next week I will be on vacation, and Goddess Iman, Light Guardian Goddess Iman, will be doing the lives instead, and she will be channeling one of the streams that includes the Cosmic Collective Consciousness, and she's gonna be giving you guys some game. I'll tell you that right now. I already know. I already know. All right. So, and if you guys don't know her, you will love her. Okay. So I will see you guys next week. Oh yeah, and then one more thing. And then I will see you guys the week after. But on Sunday, we're also gonna, I just want to remind you guys, we are now doing live divinity sessions. So on Sunday, we will be doing the live divinity session at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. So it's a different time. And I will see you guys then. And then also just one more reminder to remind you guys on Saturday that Dominic Light Guardian Dominic will be doing the LG talk on embodying your divinity, removing the mask of shadows. All right, guys, we have a lot coming up. We have a lot for you guys. So I will see you guys very, very shortly. See you guys soon. Bye. Have a nice day. Zor Kumti.